So now let me delete my load balancer. Okay. Now I think test Veena NLB, you can also delete yours. I'm not going to delete yours. So that way it will help you. Now guys, here we have a auto scaling. You see that it's a launch configurations and here auto scaling groups. So how it works, it's very simple way. What happens, look at this image probably will help you to understand. So here we set a minimum size, maybe 1 or 2, and then you set desired capacity. Okay, and then you set maximum size. Okay, so minimum size, let's say 1, desired capacity maybe 2, and maximum size you may be setting 4 or something like that. So what will happen is whenever you start this auto scaling, it will start with one machine. Okay, and then it will go up to the 2, and also if that CPU and RAM loads is going up, then it will go scaled out as needed up to the 4. Okay, so you can set for the scaling up, you can also set for the scaling down. Both way it will work for it. Okay, so this is the stuff. So now what we are going to do first, we have to create auto scaling configuration. So here this is the first thing. Configuration means what? Which machines each will be created, which machines will be added or deleted. All these configurations has to be added here. Okay, can you see my screen, all of you? Yeah. So now what you're going to do, you're going to create a launch configurations. Now this I'm going to name it. There's something wrong. Try it out. Refresh. Ha. There's some error. Okay. So here I'm going to create Rajesh, and this is a launch config. Okay. Now here we have to select the AMIs. So right now I'm going to select the AMIs Ubuntu. You can select the name if you want it. What I'm going to do, opposite way, I will go a little bit here, and I'm going to get the AMI ID actually. So I can search it over because there are thousands of AMI IDs are there. So right now I'm going for Ubuntu only, and this is the AMI ID which I needed. It'll be easy for me to select this. Now here, space is there. Here it is. So this is the AMI ID which I want to scale up or scale down. Now you have to select the instance type. Guys, here you have to select the instance type very low. Why low? Because if you go for high, you will not be able to get scaled up. Okay, so here I am going for very low, which is possibly 1 CPU, and see, this is the nano I'm going for it. Please look at it. So you can filter all this stuff. So I'm going for T2 nano, 1 CPU, and only 500 GB, 500 MB of RAM, and choose this. Okay. Now, a few options. Did I choose it or not? See, I missed it probably. Let me check. This one, choose it. Yeah. So now it's selected. Now here I'm not going to play with a request spot. I'm also not going to select this IAM instance profile. For that it should be accessible. Let it be monitoring disabled only, because monitoring we have not discussed, so I'll not complicate. No EBS. Volumes by default 8 GB, this okay. And here, do you want to create a security group or you want to use the existing one? Security group, same one. So I am having Rajesh security group, which I'm using for all this thing for accessing this machine. And what is the key? So I have one key already, and that is Rajesh training, this training. So for this configurations, this is the AMI, this is the type, this is the storage, this is the security group, this is a key pair login, and I acknowledge, and these configurations I created here. you have these configurations. Okay, so far so good. Any questions, any doubts so far? All of you? Hello? Yeah, it will help you to create a initial configurations and desired configuration and maximum configurations. So same configurations will be used. So guys, I created a launch configurations. Now I'm going to add it auto scaling group. Here you need to be little slow and you need to read it everything. Okay. So don't rush and try to click and next because understanding is more important. Many things are there. So here auto scaling group Rajesh ASG I'm going to call ASG. Okay, now remember that I selected the, I created the launch template, which is uh, it's not coming. Mm, why it's not coming? It should come. And this is the launch configurations. Yep, it's there. Auto scaling group. Create here. Let's say Rajesh and okay, sorry. This is the launch template actually, my bad. So this, I created not a launch template, I created launch configurations. Okay, there is a difference between launch template and launch configuration. So launch configurations you can find here only. Launch template you can find it at different place, different services. Here you can also use to create it. Okay, so I am going to switch to launch configurations. That you should not miss it. I did not read it here, and then now Rajesh launch configuration. Remember that you must make this instant type very low so that load can be created and then it can scale it up. Else you'll not be able to see this feature. Next. Now guys, here VPC, select go for the default one. Availability zone, go for the default one, whatever you want. So I'll go for three, all these three. I'm not discussing right now what is VPC, what is a subnet, because that topic is pending. And then next. Now here, do you want to attach this auto scaling to the load balancer? Yes, you can do that. And that's where the first image, which in the slide which I showed you, you can combine three service together. But right now, I want to make, I want you to make it independent. So just try it out. Now here, health check grace period. Let's keep it minimum. What is the minimum? I think it's 10 seconds. Let's make it. We don't have to wait for longer. Again, please request you to read this. All these are self-explanatory. Now you want to enable the extra monitoring for it. As of now, not required. Do you want to enable for the instant warm-up time? Warm-up time means some instance when you boot up, when you want to add into the load balancer, before adding a load balancer, it will wait for certain time, certain seconds, which I don't want it because I'm not attached to the load balancer. Next. Now this is the something which you have to set very carefully. What is the desired capacity? 1. What is the minimum capacity? Desired capacity 2. What is the minimum capacity? 1. What is the maximum capacity? 3. So 1, 2, 3. Are you understanding now? That means it will start with, okay, minimum 1, it will go up to 2, and if the load is there, up to 3 it will go. Are you understanding now? It will start with 2. Yeah, it will start with a 2. Minimum it can go up to 1, and maximum up to the 3. Okay, so this is the one. Now here you can define little bit of advanced policies also, when to scale up, when to scale down. So here you have policies you can define when to scale up and when to scale down. So right now none, but you have to define the scaling policies. This is the name of the policies. Most of the time you work with the CPU, but sometimes you work with the network also. Network, we cannot recreate the scenarios right now because for that you have to create a load actually. So don't go for the network. ALBs also, we don't have that scenarios right now for CPU. Now, what is the CPUs for that? So I'll be a little bit optimistic here. I'll go for 20. That's a worse numbers actually. Typically, you should set 70 or 80 or something like that. But 20. Why? I'm setting up 20 because that way I can get up to 3 in a less span of time. So waiting time should be avoided. Now, if you want the protections to be enabled for scaling protections, you can do that. As of now, I don't need it, but I'll request you to read this here. If the protect from scaling is enabled, newly launched instance will be protected from the scaling by default. Okay, so next. Now here you have a notifications. Here notifications means whenever it will reach to that level, you will be getting some emails and stuff like that. So SNS is a topic which we need to learn, but right now I'm not adding it because we have to understand SNS before that. And then next tagging, I think we are comfortable. And next. Now all these things you have to review and create a auto scaling group. Now here I've created. Now I should go to the issue dashboard. Here running, and see here, just keep refreshing it. See, 2 has come here. Now you see that at the bottom section without tag, all of you. Yeah. Now, yeah. So now let it come up. It should be in running condition. And now when it's running conditions, then I will create some loads into that. And then I should get one more. So let it come. Just have to wait for it. Now, if you want to go and check that from here also, go to the auto scaling group. And here, whichever the machine you are managing, click on it. And here you see that instance management. And here, these are the two machines. Right now in service, right now is ready to serve the request. Now I am going to log into one of the machines and also create some loads. So let me do that. So I will go for instance and I will go for this machines. I think still is initializing, and let it be running. So now guys, can you see my screen, all of you? Hello? Yeah. So now I am going to SSH-I Rajesh PM and it's Ubuntu only because I know that I only created a group and at the rate of IP address. Now I'm going to log into these machines. Yes. And I'll create a little bit of load actually. Okay. So now what is the load we have right now? Guys, are you able to see my screen? Okay, there's some pop-up which is suddenly came. So just never mind. So guys, here I am going to create a load. Right now, the memories what we have is I have only 291 mega MB. So can I create a load? So guys, there's so many commands which you can use it in Linux to create a load. Just a fake load, okay? It's not a real load. Linux create a Linux command command to create fake CPU load. Okay, that's all. And you will find something from the Stack Overflow, and just you can run it, this command. So here you can also run this command and enter, and finally this one. This is a creating load anyways, and now just wait for a few minutes, and here I should be having the third one. All this thing you can track it. You just have to wait for it. It will not happen immediately. It will just be, oh, CloudWatch has to work. So what you can do, you can check this target group, sorry, auto scaling group, and see that Rajesh and instance management. Now we have two, and just wait for a few seconds. Automatically it will come. I have created load already. I can run few more extra load if you want using this command which I copied. Yeah. And then first command. Okay, so I'm creating a load. You can also try this one. To create a load. BGs. One is running. One more. Two more. Three more. Something like that. So BGs 6. So like that you can create free -h. I'm just checking. 290 MB. So mine was 500 MB, out of it 290 MB available. So I CPU load. Let me create this one. Clear the screen. And just wait for it. So this is the way, again, that load, if that load will reach, CPU load will reach to that level, automatically that machine, third machines will be added, and it will be, as of now it's not come, but it will come. Just it required little bit of patience. Automatically this, you can also reduce this using that little bit of play with configurations. I did not want it to complicate the configurations. So yeah, two machines still there. Let me check the top command, top, and here CPU memory. So I think still not under. Let me do one thing. Let me install some applications which will create system. Let's say it's a Ubuntu, right? apt get install Apache 2 sudo some activity I'm doing. No. And yes. Apache is very lightweight applications. So now let me try to refresh. Still 2. Refresh. Let me check this little bit of configurations. So desired to minimum this 3. Here activity automatic scaling, that here we are checking 300 milliseconds. I'll just make it little less actually. So edit, and here I'll make it 10. So here what I'm saying, not average CPU utilizations 10 and update, and should be okay. Now instance management. Now you got a 3. You see that? Understood? So this is the way you can scale up, scale down. Again, many fields are there. I did not wanted to talk about each and everything because that way your understanding will become complicated. But again, if you read this each and every fields, you'll have lots of ways to do that. Now, idea behind is you should use this all these services in this regard. You see that. So you have to use auto scaling group attached to the load balancers, and then you should do monitoring through the CloudWatch and stuff like that. So that is the idea behind it. So when you design it, you'll have to keep all this thing into the consideration and then get going. Any questions, guys? All of you in ASGs? Okay, so I'll give you, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes, try it out, these options, and after that, we'll get into the Q&A sessions, and then we'll get into the end of the sessions.
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.